I dedicate this movie review to all the people out there who are fighting for their freedom and truly their independence. I salute you all. To all the people around the world who are fighting for their independence and their freedom. God bless you all. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop1970. This is my review for a day. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I will let you know I really do apologize for all of you from around the world that I haven't done a movie review for a while because, I gotta tell you the truth right now. Back at February, I think, my DVD player got broken, so that's the reason why I haven't watched a movie for a while. Well, I did do the movie review of Black Panther and Wolf Children. That was back in February. But sadly, my DVD got broken and I can't watch a movie for a while, so I have to wait until I get a brand new DVD and all that stuff. But finally, here in April, I finally got a DVD and I finally got a movie review out of the way at long last. So, yep, today's next movie review I'm going to do for today is Chicken Run. And yes, ladies and dudes, this is one of the most greatest films of all time that came in the year of 2000. And to tell you the truth is, I really, really want to see this movie so badly. But I haven't thought about it in the theaters, but it'll be nice to see it in the theaters, but I never got a chance to see it back in 2000. Because there was another movie I was thinking about to see in movie theaters, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, I did see this movie in 2001. It was on HBO, and I frickin' love this movie. This is a very enjoyable movie to watch. And this is the reason why I want to attribute this movie review to all the people out there who are fighting for their independence and their freedom. Well, not just here in America, but all the places from around the world, like Europe, Africa, Australia, Japan, or London, England, whatever. I just wish there's some independent people out there around the world who are fighting for their own rights and fighting for what they believe in, and most of all, they're fighting for their independence and their freedom. If we could ever find some out there from around the world. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review of Chicken Run. And it starts right now. So let's head on to the main plot of the story. So for the main plot of the story it's a story about a group of chickens that came from in the 1950s, I believe. They're trying to escape from the evil wrath of Mr. and Mrs. Tweety, who just used them to lay eggs, and if there's some chickens who are not laying eggs, they have no choice but to chop up their heads and use them for dinner. And yeah, the girl named Ginger, she's trying to fight for her own rights and try to find a way to get all the girl chickens out of that chicken farm for good and, head on to freedom. But she needs to find a way to get all the chickens out at the same time. And the only hope that she can get all the chickens out and becoming free is she's going to get help by these two carn artists. One carn artist who came from in the circus, and she believes that this rooster can fly, while the other two carn artists are a bunch of rats who wants to sell things and all that stuff. So whatever Ginger's plan will work of finding a way to get all the chickens out on time and head on to freedom! Something that Benjamin Williams, my taken made-up character, is trying to fight for is freedom! And that's all I can say about the main plot of the story. I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, this is one of the best movies ever in movie history. A very good movie that's fighting for independence and freedom. This is one good epic movie that we will never forget in movie history. This is a very well done movie indeed. Thanks to DreamWorks and thanks to the people who worked with Wallace and Gromit, this is one of their best films that they ever made so far in DreamWorks history, if you know what I mean. So all I could say about this great movie, it had a really good storyline, it has really good interesting characters, beautiful claymation, it has beautiful cinematography, it had a really nice score, and I really enjoyed that theme song that they have for this film. I will say this movie is very good all the way through from start to finish. But I have only one tiny weak point in the movie that I will point out, so beware of that, okay? So, anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Chicken Run. I will say for my strongest points for this movie is a tie. Just a tie between the claymation and one great character who's truly the best part about the movie. I will say for my first strongest point in the movie is the claymation. I freaking love the claymation of this movie. It was really darn cool to see these cool looking characters as clays. And I guess they had a little bit of robotic feel to them into their characters. Well, if you pay attention to the makings of the film, anyway. So yeah, all I could say, all the characters are clay. Every single one of them. It's hard for me to get to know what I'm going to say about claymation. All I could say is, it's just clay. Colorful, profound clay. If you know what I mean. I have no idea what to say about claymation. I will say it's pretty darn well done, and it's very darn colorful, and it's very darn creative to create these wonderful characters as clays, and all that stuff. So, that's all I could say about claymation. And for my second strongest point in the movie is the main character, Ginger. Ginger is a really good character. Well, truly one of the best characters in the whole entire movie that I will explain to you all in just a couple of minutes about the character-wise. So, I will say for my strongest points for this movie is the claymation and the main character named Ginger. And as for my tiny bit of a weak point, but I don't want to ruin this movie for all of you, so yeah, it only has one tiny weak point. It's about this character named Mac. I know Mac is a really cool, interesting character, and I agree with all of you that she is a really good character who's a scientist. But my most biggest complaint about this character, I think Mac is way too much of a male character and not a female character. If you pay attention to the character design very carefully, it looks too much like a male character. Well, for the look and the design and truly the voice. I know it was played by a female character, but when I pay attention to that female character, it does sound like a male character. So that was my only tiny bit of a weak point, that this character named Mac at least is a pretty good, interesting character, but it looks too much like a male character for me, if you know what I mean. And now, let's go on to the characters of Chicken Run. And I'll go with the two best characters in the whole entire movie. Let me scoot my chair a little bit more. So, the first character I want to talk about is Rocky, played by our dear beloved Mel Gibson. Oh, this is one of my favorite performances ever from this really cool actor who who is truly Australian. I thought back then when I was a kid, I thought he sounded British. And since he did play two British characters in two different animated movies, but I didn't know that he's Australian. So yeah, later on I found out he's Australian. But yeah, Rocky's a really cool character after all. He had a really cool storyline, a great personality and attitude. Yes, he is a car nurse all the way through in the movie, but he's kind of scared to tell Ginger the truth about who and what he is. Well, if you pay attention to this film very carefully. And this is one of the best performances that I have ever seen my whole entire life from this really cool actor. So I have nothing else to say about Rocky. Rocky is a really cool, awesome character overall. And the other character I want to talk about is Ginger, played by this actress I really don't know of. I think she was in a British TV show somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to rewatch the making of Chicken Run again. I really love Ginger. I think Ginger is truly the best character in the whole entire movie. I mean, she's one of the most strongest characters ever in movie history. I mean, she had a really cool storyline. She has a great personality, great attitude. She's a very smart, headstrong character. She cares about her chicken friends a lot, including one chicken who's a male. She's fighting for her own rights. She's fighting for her chickens, to escape from Miss Tweedy's farm in time and try to find a way to, have some really good life of freedom, if you know what I mean. So this is one cool character that you gotta check out, and one of the best characters ever in movie history. So that's all I could say about one of the most greatest movie characters of all time, Ginger. One of the most greatest female characters of all time, who fights for her own rights. She fights for her own independence. She fights for her chicken friends, and most of all, she's fighting for not just for herself, but she's fighting for their freedom. And I do salute her very much. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my final thoughts of Chicken Run. Overall, Chicken Run is one of the best movies ever in claymation history. This movie had a great storyline. It has great characters, beautiful cinematography, beautiful claymation, and a really good, interesting score. And yeah, I will admit right now, this is one of the most underrated movies of all time, period. And I want you guys to check this movie out to believe it. And this is for all the people out there who are fighting for their own rights, their own independence, and most of all, they're fighting for their freedom. And I really do salute them very much. So for my rating for this good movie, I will give it a perfect tie rating score of 10 out of 10. And not a 9.9 out of 10. It's truly a perfect tie rating score of 10 out of 10. This is one good movie that you'll never forget in movie history. And that's my whole entire movie review of Chicken Run. And I hope everybody will be excited for my next movie review to come. Is the Avengers 3 The Infinity War Part 1. Let's go out there to fight for our freedom and help our superheroes out to save the world from the wrath of this weird old muscle dude that came out of nowhere. Let's go! So be prepared for my next movie review to come. And I'll see you guys later, and sayonara. And most of all, let's fight for freedom!